Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this Matchbox Superfast from 1970, the Wildcat Dragster, from shabby to shiny. This one is part of an unboxing. You'll notice by the long length of this video. We had a great unboxing today towards the end of this video, all the way from down under, from Australia, from friend of the show, Michael Hogue, and I truly appreciate there's some really wonderful cars in there, and certainly some absolute pristine ones for my just viewing pleasure and collection that I'll just never part with for the rest of my life. So plus there's plenty in there that you'll see in the upcoming weeks, months, years on this channel, so I hope you do stick around for that. But yeah, we're going to do something a little bit different with this one, and I hope you like it, and of course with 2,000 likes it could be yours. But here's the race car. Not much of a roller at the moment, but unusually a yellow base. I've had a few of these and they've all been green bases. This one with a yellow base I've not seen before, and because of that I wanted to keep that yellow base today. But yeah, these wheels are not really turning too much, so we'll have to take out the years of hair and carpet hair. Yeah, pretty grim. And we've even got some Australian bush. So yeah, I'll dispose of that. But pulling out these wheels, they won't be used today. I'll put those into my little parts box. I've got a set from Greenlight today. But yeah, this yellow base, like I say, is unusual for me. It may be very common, but I've not seen that yellow base before, so I just kept it as it was. It's, you know, it's not really visible on the main casting or the finished casting, so, you know, it's hidden underneath, and I just thought that would be quite nice from, you know, keeping part of the casting original, as did I with the interior and the window section. Of course, the huge motor, or the engine here, trying not to break it as I just pop it off. These are on these castings, well, very usually missing, but we have it here today. That just needs a little bit of a freshen up with a chrome pen. But yeah, it's not in terrible condition, to be honest, this one. More pink than I'm, again, comparing to some of the others that I've got or had. They seem to take on, you know, they are pink, but have like an almost orange tint to the pink. But this is very pink, this one. And the stickers on the side there, not too bad, but yeah, we're going to be doing away with those today. But of course, we're in the the foot-long hot dog jar, and a tablespoon of caustic soda there. And this is quite a quick one today, but not much to look at the moment, so I shall just leave it here to do its thing. And whilst I do, some fresh warm water, and yeah, we put the base just because, and the plastic parts in here for a bit of a wash. And yeah, that interior coming up as good as new. Bearing in mind this casting could have been anywhere back to 1970, almost 50, or just 50 years old. It boggles my mind. But yeah, the interior glass, a tiny little crack, but nothing we can do about that today. And I have polished it, and I've already just put a little bit of chrome paint on that engine. But yeah, these are the wheel choice. These actually come off a cop car, a Greenlight cop car. But I just thought the style of which I'm going with, I just thought, you know, maybe like a circuit racer, something like that. It would just, the basic wheels would just look good, and as I look at the finished article, it does. But I'm using some decals today from Sideways King 75. I've been speaking to Chris for quite a while, and he has, well, just to move this sticker out of the way, and I just But yeah, so not only have you got all the Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, but also the website there makes just wonderful decals of all sorts and types. You will always see, probably for the last, I don't know, 6 months, maybe longer, I've always had the number 75 in the background, and if anybody's ever wondered what it was for for SK75 Works or Sideways King 75. He does some wonderful videos. But yeah, creating his own decals now, so check him out. But anyway, it's been perhaps 10 or 15 minutes. Most of this paint, as you can see, has gone. Very, very minor paint remaining. But yeah, using my Dremel to obviously polish up the remainder. So there you go. Having polished it all the way now, and also just rub down those sides, remove a couple of casting lines. But we're going to use the Tamiya Fine Surface Primer in white. And the decal sheet, as you can see, the Texaco decal sheet, you've got red, you've got black, and you've got white. So I wanted to create, you know, a race car with those same three colours, and then my plan would be to use the decals sparingly over the casting, and yeah, and hopefully create something that looks okay. But yeah, as you can see now, I have masked off the front, which I want to keep in white, and then just coming back with a tiny little bit of red. And yeah, I'm gonna, you know, there's no right or wrong thing here. I'm just gonna spray a bit of red, and then once this is dry, I'll mask that off, and then paint the rear section in black. One of the main reasons for me to do this is I've got a couple of commission jobs coming up where I've got you know, some decals again from Sideways King 75, and I guess you could say this was a I guess like a test project, you know, a little test mule before I went at it, you know, using the other sets that I have for some commissions. This one is yeah, a bit of a test for me today. But as you can see, I've now masked off part of the red, and then just to splash a little bit of black on the rear end there. So I'll let that dry, pull it all off. But you got all the bits and pieces here now. It is later in the day. And if you didn't see it, I've put some Texaco decals on the wheels. Hey, why not? But yeah, this is how it's turned out. And I'm going to add some decals over it, and I'll show you in a second. But yeah, this is a little reminder of what she looked like. So this is the result. One of the other things, of course, a little bit different. I've added these little fellas. As you can see, this is a race car, and yeah, I think these kind of really add, you know, to the picture. But stick around for a little bit longer to see the kind of car in action, you know, from the top side. But yeah, some Texaco decals on the side there, some on the bonnet, some on the roof section, and on the boot as well. Like I say, I just wanted, this is a bit of a tester for me. Wanted to see, you know, the what colours the decals would work over which colours, and or not. But yeah, nice bit of detail on this one, still around the back end with the chrome bumper and red in those brake lights. But yeah, I really like this one actually. Of course, do remember with 2,000 likes, it could be yours. But anyway, until I get to that little video shortly, just want to say a massive thank you to my patrons, including very brand new Tyler Moran and Alexander Stevens. Thanks, guys. And thanks for everybody else for watching. Yeah, I've got this little video here, you know, a little bit of fun. Hey, this is what it's all about, right? You know, you get the little guys in there changing the tyres. The engine, that great big V8. But anyway, enough fun for today. Thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, stick around now for the unboxing. Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage unboxing video. Here today we have a package all the way from Australia. This is from Michael Hogue. I believe it's pronounced Hogue, H-A-U-G. Michael, you know, you'll see him down in the comments, and many a time I've spoken to Michael on my or through my Facebook page, and you know, he's showed me some restorations and customs that he's done. So a fellow restorer, and he said, Rob, I've got, you know, some of these cars, and I think if I remember rightly, we kind of first spoke about, just trying to get my words out, about the BMW, you know, the CSL that are always in orange, and the A pillars are always broken. And I think he watched an unboxing video where I mentioned that, and you know, I have restored or customized one in the past, and he said, Rob, I think I've got one here where the A pillars are okay. Would you like it? And I'm sure that's where the conversation originated. We'll see soon enough, but yeah, all the way from Australia. And he sent me a message probably, I want to say only a week ago now, and he said, I've put something in the post to you, it might take 4 to 6 weeks. Well, not this time, super quick, and I'm excited to have a look what's in here. Unusual for a bag. Normally it comes in a box, but it makes no difference to me. And I shall just try to pull my camera back up. That'll do. But there is a note, so let's just push this to one side. A bumper there. Looks like the bumper to a Beetle. Right, make sure there's no. Hi Rob, g'day from Gravesend, Australia. There is a Gravesend within a mile of me. I live pretty much on the River Thames, on the Essex side of River Thames. Now, adjacent, the other side of the river is Gravesend in Kent. But anyway, so from one Gravesend next door to me to the other side of the world. I've been watching your videos since the beginning. Thank you very much, Michael. And each video I see how you have improved your technique from your previous video. That's definitely one thing that I would like to hope that I'm doing. Having done probably now 250 videos, I think I'm on 270. I think I'm on video number 276. Maybe this is number 277. So yeah, having done so many cars, I'd like to think that practice makes perfect, and we are always practicing this hobby. I did some restoration plus on some Matchbox cars back in 2012. See, you know, I mean, you was way ahead of us with rattle cans from the local hardware store, and there is no shame in that. Due to my location, the closest hobby store is over 250 kilometres away, so I didn't have much choice in paint colours and poor internet service, as only dial-up internet was available at the time. Well, I remember that as a kid. You know, 56k. But so watching YouTube videos was a pain of buffering and constant dropouts, and ADSL service became available about 4 years or so. So things have improved a lot in that sense. You know, obviously, well, to be honest, the UK, I think we've had, I can't remember not having the 56k dial-up since I was probably, I want to say 20 years ago. So yeah, maybe wherever you are in what is it? I think you're in New South Wales area, probably right out in the sticks. But anyway, you've got it now. That's all that matters. In one of your early videos, you mentioned all of the Matchbox BMW CSLs all have broken A-pillars. So this is what I said. Well, I've added another one to the collection, plus one that hasn't suffered that same problem. I'll tell you what, I think that's super rare. Every single one that I have ever seen, there has been broken. It must have been a design fault, but for one that's not been broken, well, I'm hoping it's still not broken, whilst it's come across half the world, but we shall see shortly. Through you and Danny Diecast Disasters, of course, my mate Danny, over, I think they call it the ditch, from Australia to New Zealand. Marty's Matchbox Makeovers, of course, from Australia, although he's an Englishman. Lee from Time Riders, Wee Little Cars. Paul Restorer, who I think he's a Russian guy or Polish guy, but he does some great work. Nick's Toy Garage, of course, from Belgium. Nick, Diecast Restos, which is our Jason, who lives about an hour away from me. Paul at Fat Guy Productions, of course, in beautiful Las Vegas. And Matchbox Resurrections, Juan, who I believe is of Spanish descent but lives in the UK, up in the north of England. Yeah, you know, great channels there, and I myself do watch them all. So just to drop a few names, and there are quite a few more channels that I'm now subscribed to, and me too, have inspired me to take up this hobby again. I try everyone's methods, as you all do things slightly different, which is good, and I think that is good. You know, we've all got our own ways, our own techniques, and you know what works for us, but at the same time we all, I'd like to think, learn from each other. So you know, I've certainly taken ideas from you know, if not all of these guys. But I'm not a big fan of the later Matchbox cars, which came out in the 80s with the really fat, super fast wheels. As to me, Matchbox spoilt the castings with they modified the wheel arches to accommodate the bigger wheels, like the Lamborghini Marzal. But that's just me. No, I agree. I think you know, the earlier Matchbox cars certainly have a real charm to them, you know, and a much better quality, but at the same time, you know, being an 80s born child myself, you know, I kind of grew up with the stuffs that were older than that, because for hand-me-downs, but also the newer stuff. So you know, I like to think that I can personally enjoy both eras, really. I've included some doubles in this package where one car is in good condition and the other can be restored or customised to your choice. Some unusual cars are either for you or to give your kids if you so desire. My children certainly you know, take a lot of my cars, and you know, I let them choose first before I get them. You know, it's a family thing here, but I've included Hot Wheels yellow Ford hardtop, which can easily be turned into Mad Max's car he used in his second movie, so that is very interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. I know George Hodges, he loves all the kind of what you call it, like the Australian muscle cars, so I'll have to have a good look at that. And like the Holden Commodore, I know that's probably right up George's street, so I might have to speak to him about that. I'm sure he can give me some great ideas, but it's missing the rear wing and can be turned into a retired racing car for normal street use, so that's a good idea. As I was wrapping these cars for posting, I did a quick modification on the Matchbox Mercedes 350 SL. These are always missing either the hood or the hood kind of cover, and the actual windscreen is normally always broken, so it'll be interesting to see what we got there. And the Mustang with it is what I use for parts. Oh, that's interesting to see. The Merc just needs a new paint job now, and again, I enjoy watching your videos and the work you do with these toys that are anything up to 60 years old. Yeah, you know, I think for the most part the stuff that I deal with are probably from the 60s, 70s and 80s. I have done some older ones from the 50s, I think it was, some of the old, really old dinky ones, but yeah, you know, I think that era in the 60s, 70s, 80s, that's a bit of me, that. But again, I enjoy watching your videos and the work you do with these toys that are anything up to 60 years old, which goes to the testament on how good the toys were from the baby boomers era, was to survive some better than the other. And with hobby, they get a chance to live again. So all the best to you and your family. Cheers from Australia. Thank you very much, Michael. Let's have a look to see what we've got in here. Oh, look, straight away I can see this is the Mercedes 350 SL, and I can see there's been a wheel change on this one. So this is the later Mustang, and of course it's got the older wheels on it, and unfortunately a broken piece of windscreen there, but with a wheel swap here. And like I say, normally we're either missing, oh, it's getting framed, this bit, or this bit is broken, but oh, okay, so that's had the Mustang windscreen put onto this one with the wheels as well. So that is, it's not far off. Needs maybe a little bit of work, a little bit of play to get that to fit, you know, really well. But otherwise, I think we're onto something there. So this is the BMW that I need to be very delicate with. The last thing I would want to do is it got all the way over here, and then for me, just to break the A-pillar. And it is in absolute pristine condition, that one. Beautiful. But of course, this is what we are used to seeing. A BMW CSL with broken A-pillars. And it just seems to be that they're all like that. But look at this. This looks like it has just come off the production line. That is beautiful. A-pillar there intact, A-pillar there intact, the decal intact. This is a special one, this, and I've got to look after this one for the rest of my life. That is in my top, I don't know, top 10, maybe top 5 in my collection now, Michael. That is wonderful, that. Thank you again. So what do we have in this little bundle here? Alright, so this is a Ford Escort. Now we have some damage, of course, to the bar across the top here and the windscreen there, but yeah, Ford Escort. Of course, this has got different wheels on it. Actually, they probably quite suit it. Where I live, you know, considered like an Essex boy, kind of east of London, and you know, these were all the rage back in the 80s and 90s, and you know, you still get the street races around today, and that kind of wheel choice would have been perfect. But you know, needs a new windscreen, of course. Fixing this here, which shouldn't be a problem, but that's lovely. I wonder if the Mark III Escort made it down to Australia. You know, for some reason I just always thought we just had the Escorts here, but I would be interesting. Well, it'd be interesting to know whether these cars were actually in Australia, or whether you guys down in Australia just had, you know, the cars, the Matchbox cars there, but for cars that you didn't actually have on your roads, you know. But yeah, that needs to be restored, definitely. Then we have the Blue Shark, which is not in bad condition. We've still got the driver in there, which, you know, usually comes out. We've still got the engine in here, which sometimes comes out, and the exhaust pipes there. I think it should have a decal or sticker. Yeah, I think if I could just see, I think there's just an outline of where the sticker used to be. So I've never restored one of these, and this one's not in bad condition. Just needs, you know, if I'd done I've cleaned it all up, fresh paint job, new sticker, that'll look good as new. So this is a no-name Beetle. I'll need to reattach this. There you go, look, I'm restoring live here. And this is something that certainly one of my children, they would love to play with that. I'm gonna, yep, that is a bit of my youngest, that one. One of my wife's favourite cars, the Volkswagen Beetle, so my son might have to fight my wife for that one. Here we have, this is a Mark 1 Golf GTI. So yeah, a bit of damage on the bottom there. Of course, because of that, the pull back and go just perhaps needs to be glued back into position. But another one for my son to play with. Is actually not a, I mean, it's not a bad car. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's not pulling back today. But with a minor fix, that'll be back in operation. I always like when they're covered up like this. It's like Christmas, you know. It's like my birthday. Well, today is Father's Day, and I've had so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yeah, so I was woken up this morning by my children with handmade cards, a box of all my favourite things, including, well, first of all, beer, sweets, chocolate, crisps, deodorant. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, we've had a nice day. So we've got I've not done one of these yet. I think the reason is because I've never had one with a windscreen intact, and now we have two, and I think I've got one that's missing this back. But these wheels are not standard. Looks like this one has been drilled out. These are Alpha, is it the Carabo from 1970, so 50 years old. And yeah, this one's had some later, I want to say Hot Wheels. Is that missing something on the front? I think this one's just been glued just before it's been shut up. But yeah, not a bad wheel choice actually. On the original, there's a slight difference in design in that. See, look at the design difference. I don't know what is the earlier one. Looks like it drops down a bit on here, or maybe that was cut off. Oh, that's right, look. So to accommodate these larger wheels, there's been a bit of customising on this one. I like that. Oops. So that gives me a good idea if or whenever I come to modified one of these myself. So that's very cool. Oh, I like these. Again, this is another one that I've yet to do. And I had one in an unboxing recently. So these come in two different designs. Look at this. Unfortunately, we're missing the sticker on the front here, but otherwise, no, we've got the stickers on the side. These come in two different options. There was one with the great big oversized engine, and you know, the one with just a sticker on the front. But again, this is in, you know, near mint condition minus that sticker. I'm gonna have to get a sticker for that, put that, and then, you know, that could just live next door to that. That is beautiful. And this one, of course, certainly needs a fresh paint job, maybe an aftermarket set of wheels. I'm running out of aftermarket wheels. I must admit, I bought some from, is it Scuderia 73 over in Brazil or Mexico? No, in Mexico. It's been about 6 weeks now. Obviously this whole pandemic is slowing things down, but I'm really hoping that they come through soon so I can start really doing some like customs. But yeah, look at this. So it's not been drilled out, but a bit of perhaps a manufacturer's fault or whatever. But yeah, it looks like that hasn't been pushed down enough. So this one's always been a bit loose. Yeah, I like that. What's that windscreen? Yeah, it's broken, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a shame, but don't know. Maybe I've got another windscreen somewhere that will suit. So these are a couple of what do you call it, newer castings. So that's an interesting one. You know, I do admit I do love these Hot Wheels cars, and I'm guessing this is the one that Michael's mentioned about. So what does this say? This doesn't actually give me a. Oh, that one's. I think that one's already been pre-drilled before. But yeah, this one. What's that say on there? GT351. I'm going to guess this is what is in the Mad Max movie. So this is one I need to do some research on. But that is a really cool design. I love that. That just seems just nice, long, fat, muscle. Just real muscle car, that. That is cool. Oh, and not forgetting this one. This is a collectible. So, oh, this is a Holden Commodore. It's a classic. Okay, yeah. So obviously a Cummins or Valvoline, a Holden. We had this car in the UK, badged up as a Vauxhall Monaro with a 5.7 litre V8 from a Corvette. Now that is a cool car. So I know what these are, of course. This first one is a Saab Sonnet. Yep, just to check, just in case I got it wrong, which does happen regularly. We are missing the, which would have been like a light blue, like a tower, I don't know, what would you call it, a hatch lid, or but yeah, otherwise that's in, you know, perfect condition for restoration, minus this. So if I've got another spare of these, I have done one of these before, and I think I painted it silver, I want to say, but it was some time ago now, and you know, I'd like to think I can do better this time around. And you know what, I've never done a Ford GT40. This one has been stamped on, so we have a broken windscreen there, kind of I guess damaged A-pillar there, but you know, a little bit of damage to this A-pillar too, but I think we can probably slightly warm it up and bash it out, get a replacement windscreen in there. I did kind of move a few on, because I had about, I want to say I had about 8 of these, but I've got, I think, 2 or 3 at the moment, all requiring restoration. So I love this colour. I don't know whether I prefer this colour over the white, but of course if I'm going to restore, maybe do one of each. So what we've got in here, I know what that is. That is a, well, it's a Mustang, but don't they call it a wild thing or something like that? And I have one of my very first restorations was actually one of these. A Wildcat, that's right. Unfortunately we got a little break in the windscreen, but not too bad. I don't think it's very, you can just about see it there, but I don't think it's too obvious. Obviously we've got the engine in there. Yeah, so many times this is missing. This is more pink than the ones I've had. I think some of the ones that, well, I've had a few of these, but I'd say they're kind of pink, but with an introduction of orange to the pink. But this is, you know, more pink, and I think they do a couple of different versions of the Wildcat sticker on the side. And it is a sticker rather than a, you know, a decal or painted on. And I'm sure this is unusual as well, the yellow base. I can't remember what colour the bases were on the ones I've got. I want to say they were green, so I think the yellow base is certainly different to what I've had. Looks like someone's run it over someone's head and caught all their hair in those back wheels. But yeah, otherwise that's one to restore, definitely. And this one, I actually done one of these recently, and this is called a Tanzara, number 53, and regularly this is missing. But if you remember rightly, it might have been to my side. I done a colour flip. I done like a 4-way colour flip. Hit it up with 4 different colours from all different angles. But anyway, that was a different video, and this one's in, well, really good condition. Couple of little scuffs, but not too bad. I think that's you know, with a little bit of a polish, bit of dirt on here, get that stickiness on the windscreen gone there, and that'll be good enough to put in my showcase. Oh, this is the Lamborghini Marzals. So again, this is what Michael mentioned about the later Marzals with the, you know, the fatter super fast wheels rather than the earlier skinny Lesney options. And again, with these cars, you know, there's so much I guess windscreen or you know, plastic window here that regularly they get broken. And yeah, unfortunately both of these are no different. We've got a large crack in the side there, looks like a couple of little cracks in the front, and then same again on this one. Not too bad on the sides. Oh no, there is a crack here, and yeah, cracks in the front, which is a shame. But of course this one towards the orange hue, and then this one's a bit more of a fluorescent kind of pinkish colour. But otherwise, I've done a few. I think I've done 2 of these now, these videos. One of them's got around, I think it's got around about 150,000 views. I've done a colour flip on it, so yeah, look out for that if you haven't seen already. So that was very cool. And then, well, last but not least, we've got a big bundle here. Oh, lovely. So these are probably the from the newer side of castings that I shall have to fight my children for. Although that is, there's a couple here that I really like. Okay, let's put that knife down here. First of all, I have no idea what this is. Oh, this is a Fiat 500X. That is pretty cool, actually. I considered one of these before I bought my recent car. A little bit out of my price range, actually, but I just thought it was such a cool and quirky and different car. That maybe one day, but yeah, that's really cool. Look at this. So this is Matchbox. This is made in Thailand, a Hot Wheels Dragster. I guess you'd call this a funny car, a Peanuts edition. That is, I've never seen anything like this before, but great. Oh, they got like rubber wheels on it. You know, part of me would be like, oh, straight away, oh, I can grab these, put it on something, but no, surely this has got to be kept how it is. That is so cool. I like that. That might be one of the coolest Hot Wheels I've ever seen. This one is a Porsche 9, what do they call it? A 934? Is it not just a Porsche 911? 934 Turbo RSR. Beautiful car. Porsche. One of my dream cars, indeed. This is a 1965 Mustang convertible, plastic base. not too bad. Maybe one for my children to play with, although I might have to borrow this windscreen for some other little project. I've had one of these probably about a year ago, and I've no idea where it went, because my children like to play, you know, we've got like an unwritten rule. If it's Hot Wheels, my children get it. Unless there's a few Hot Wheels that I get to keep myself, and I had one of these myself, and I've done some very minor modifications to it, you know, like painted in the headlights and stuff like that, and you know, the rear lights, and I just had it for myself, never put it on video, just had it up on my shelf, that I really liked, and yeah, it disappeared, so I've got it back. So thank you, Michael. And well, last but not least, I'll tell you what, this is the heaviest of the lot. This one I think is quite a special one. So this is a custom Chevy Greenbrier sports wagon TM Hot Wheels. Look at those wheels on there. So you've got the rubber tyres, huge engine on the back. It's like a Volkswagen engine, I guess, or like a Boxer engine there, look. So it could be a Porsche engine. And oh, this is another, so this must go with this. There must be like a range that goes with this. So there's another Peanuts. You got the surfboards on the top. I have no idea what's going on the inside, but there's some bits and pieces going on inside there. Those two have got to be kept together as they are, and they'll be going into my display. Michael, thank you so very much for this huge collection. You know, we spoke about it before, and certainly this one, it is beautiful. It is truly beautiful that it survived all this time. It's potentially 40 years old, somewhere around there, 30 to 40 years old, and considering they always break, I shall truly take care of this one for as long as I live. And this has been a great unboxing. I need to restore or customize one of these. Which one do I do? Let's have a look to see what wheel options I have. Like I say, unfortunately at the moment I'm running a little bit low, and I've got these green lights. So there's a couple of American style wheels, there's a couple of off-road wheels, there's a few Volkswagen wheels in here, there's a few kind of Steelies. What is going to work and what is going to look good? I'm going to have to think about it, but because right now I'm not too sure. I'm going to have a think about it, and then I shall restore one of these. I shall customize one of these, and this unboxing will be at the end of the video. So I hope you like it. And again, to Michael, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it, mate, and I hope you like whatever I've done here now. I've got so many to choose from, I don't know which one to go with first, but thanks again, and keep safe, and I'll see you all soon.